Alright.
What, now that you've read it, I will explain it just a little bit. What I do want to do, along with the other agents and the detectives that I'm working with, is we would like to just take a look at your Facebook or your email accounts or anything like that. You can either give us permission to do so, or you can tell us, no, that's up to you. We're not forcing you to do that in any way, shape, or form. You'd have to voluntarily give us consent to do that, and that'd be your choice.
I do.
What I do need is your signature there, please. Okay. What is your Facebook account name?
OOTL.
Capital or lowercase?
Lower. 16. @ AOL.com.
What is your password to log in?
STILL still. BORED.
Do you have any other Facebook accounts?
No.
Any other email accounts?
I have it's not even an email of mine, that's random. And my email is at Gmail. What is its name? Red Ribbon Rabbit with only one T. Army at Gmail. And password is Anna Corrigan, ANNACORGAN. GAN.
Any other accounts that you can find?
Nope. And the Gmail one's like brand new for Lakeland. It's got nothing on it, but there it is.
Okay. Do you have any other Facebook accounts? You don't go by one just under your name.
One?
Do you go by a Facebook account just under TJ Lane or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do remember talking with the first deputy, the one who gave you a ride here?
Yes.
Do you remember his name?
No, I don't.
He did go over your rights with you, is that correct?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Do you remember what he told you?
The Miranda rights.
Yeah.
That I have the right to speak or not to speak. Everything I use can or will be used against me. I don't know the rest.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read those here. You can read along with me as I'm reading them.
Alright.
Since before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to help you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you. Jolly County has a public defender. Before answering any questions, you have the right to talk with a public defender. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand these rights? I just need you to write whether or not you understand them, please. Okay, do you wish to talk to us?
Yeah.
Okay. So that and sign there. Is there anything that you don't understand about this page? Or about these rights?
No. I get it all.
Sorry to interrupt your lunch there.
That's fine.
Came in to get consent from him regarding his Facebook account.
Okay.
They were calling for it up there. So we've done that. He did explain his rights that were read to him by Deputy Bill Sick, but forgot some of them, so we did recover that again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna step out. I was gonna give him a chance to eat his lunch.
Okay. I'm good.
You guys can do whatever. I really can wait. The lunch can wait.
No, go in. Go in. I'm just gonna grab some. Just quick personal information. So Wilson Wells?
Yes.
Right, okay. Your date of birth is 9/1994.
Yeah.
Should we put 11th grade then, or 12th?
11.
Okay. But you are graduating this year.
Yeah.
And you go to Lake Academy.
Yes.
285-6485, is that your home number?
286-6484.
Oh, okay. 286.
Yes. 648.
And you have a cell phone?
Yes, I do.
What's that cell phone?
1440-321 0625.
You don't wear glasses or anything like that, do you? Do you get any big scars, marks, tattoos, or anything like that?
No, I
Other
don't.
than the scratches you got on your face and on your hand, nothing.
No, I don't.
You are a U.S. citizen, yes.
Yes.
And would you say your nickname TJ then?
Yeah, everybody calls me TJ.
Do you have a temporary driver's license or no?
Yeah, yes, I do.
You ever been arrested or anything?
No, I haven't.
Not on probation or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What's your dad's first name?
Same as Martin Thomas.
Is it a middle initial?
Michael, I think.
Okay, so he's Tom Emerling also?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he the second or the second?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the third. And what's his address?
I honestly don't know.
Does he live in Chardon?
I don't know if it's technically Chardon, but I think he's
Like
been
Munson
staying.
or Hampton or
I
something?
think he's been staying with his mom.
Okay.
It's close.
Is it? Okay, that's fine. Do you have a cell phone or a number?
For him.
Yeah, for him.
I know his old one, but he's changed it, so I don't know his new one.
That's okay. And your mom's first name?
Sarah Nolan.
And that's, how do you spell it? Is it S-A-R-A or?
Sarah.
Nolan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's her address?
She lives at my grandma's house where I live.
The Wilson Mills?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she work anywhere?
She works with a group called Comfort Keepers.
Okay. Are they like a home health care?
I think so, like for elderly people.
Okay. Comfort Keepers.
Yeah.
And that's the same phone number, right? 286-6484 for your mom.
Yeah.
Does she have a cell phone number?
Yes, but I don't know that.
Okay, brothers or sister. I know you have one, Sadie, right?
Yeah.
And how do you spell her first name?
SADIE.
Sadie. And how would Sadie?
13 or 14.
Any other?
Adam Nolan, half brother.
And how old's Adam?
He seems to be like 18, 19, 20. I really don't know.
Any other stepbrothers or sisters?
Well,
any other full-blooded?
No, and Adam's not full. Adam's we have the same mom.
Okay. Well, let's go through full-blooded.
I have
Maybe
no
just
more
one
full.
sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Half is Adam. Anyone else?
Then I have Anna and Alyssa Lane.
A-N-N-A, right?
Yes.
And then Alyssa. Who's what?
ALYSSA.
Okay. And then how old is Anna?
She's 12.
Okay. And Alyssa is?
12.
Are they twins?
Yeah.
I just want to get a quick picture of your injuries, just real quick. You said you got those going through the brush?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to stand up over this. Just maybe get up against that wall. This one, I want you to hold your hand out. Okay, so we'll just get your hand. You said you got a pretty big cut on your thumb.
It's kind of.
Okay, I just want to get this side, everything on that side of the face right there. Because I know you got a scratch on your neck and all that. And you got a little scratch on your nose right there. You all said, like I said, the Band-Aid's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're not hurt anywhere else?
No.
Okay. Okay, go on and eat. We're just waiting to hear back from some people before we go, so that'll give you time here to eat and gather your thoughts, okay? All right, if you need anything, just let us know. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Eat much of your lunch?
I didn't touch the rest of it.
Okay.
Before we start anything, can I use the restroom?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure. Come with me. All right, TJ. Questions here again. We're going back to this Facebook again.
Yes.
Seems, I don't know if we got our wires crossed or where the problem is, but we're having problems getting into that.
Alright.
What is the Facebook account name again?
OOTL16 at AOL.com.
That's all lowercase?
Yeah. And then still bored is the password.
Can you spell still board for me, please?
STILLBORD.
Okay. And do you have a separate password for that email account?
I don't use email. It was saying something about how I need to verify my email address, and that might have shut it down because I never could because it wasn't mine.
Whose email account is that then?
I have no idea.
You just made one up?
I made one, and well, technically it's mine because I made it, but I never used it.
Okay. When's the last time you were on Facebook?
It's been like a couple weeks, probably.
Okay, and then your Gmail account, can you spell that out for me, please?
REDRIBBONRABITARMY
At Gmail?
at Gmail.
Okay, can you spell out your password for me again, please?
ANNACORGAN.
What is that word?
The password or the name?
No, the name.
Red Ribbon Rabbit Army. It's from something that I made up. A book like thing.
Red Ribbon.
Rabbit Army.
What does that mean?
Was the name of this pirate army thing I made up one time in a book type thing.
Red Ribbon Rabbit
Yeah.
Army. Made up from where?
I just made it up, like wrote a book type
Kind of
thing.
different.
Yeah.
Sounds like an Alice in Wonderland type thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed that on your password you have still bored.
Yeah.
Is that a common theme for you? Is that a little bit bored in life? Still bored?
No, well, no, I couldn't think of anything. And the reason I wasn't going to make a Facebook, and then I think some girl I was seeing at the time wanted me to make a Facebook, and I was saying, no, just wasn't interested in Facebook, it seems boring. And so I just made my password still bored when I ended up making one.
Okay.
I'm not usually bored, it's just Facebook. Doesn't really interest me.
Have you had much time to think since?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else you thought of that we should know about?
No. Is there any other word on what people are doing?
No, I haven't heard anything new since we last talked.
Did you let them know that we have 2 fatalities?
I knew of one at the time. I didn't realize there was 2. Did you send any messages last night to anybody?
I noticed on your Facebook account, I just had a little bit of time to look at it, see if you had anything new. And it looks like on February 16th, you posted pictures of that bear.
Yeah.
Hanging on that bear.
Yes.
Who gave you that bear?
One of my little sister's friends named Kendra.
What's Kendra's last name?
I don't know, but it starts with an L.
Do you know where she might live or anything like that?
No. It's around Mayfield, Burton area.
Okay. Does she go to Chardon?
No.
No, she doesn't. Does she go to Berkeley?
Burton, Mayfield, somewhere around.
And she's a friend of your sister's.
Yeah.
No, I noticed that I look at the teddy. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's got a big old heart. Did she give that to you on Valentine's Day?
Yes.
I wish I would have got something like that on Valentine's Day. And I can't help, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But when you get this teddy bear like on Valentine's Day, and I find, like, I lost my mom when I was very little, so a lot of things trigger emotions. You know, I cannot even be thinking of anything. All of a sudden I'll see something or smell something or just even notice something. And I get all these emotions for no reason at all whatsoever. Just they get triggered. And a lot of times it's because, you know, tragedy or loss or hardship or a lot of different reasons. But we all have different triggers in life. And I can't help but think you know, when I was talking to you, you said you started thinking about this like 2 weeks ago, or at least the thought occurred to you like 2 weeks ago. And I look back and I think about what was going on 2 weeks ago, and I think Valentine's Day was about 2 weeks ago. And I look at your Facebook and I see this big old teddy bear with a big old heart and it says "Be mine," you know.
Yeah.
Could any of this have had to do with Valentine's Day or anything that was going on around Valentine's Day or Kendra or
No,
anything going on in your head?
no, Kendra was way too young, and she was just like, you know how young girls are, like crazy over everything.
Yeah. But at the same time, you know, it doesn't matter age. Attention is good and it may just stir, might be triggered. Like I said, it could be for no reason at all, things get triggered. And did anything, you know, spur your emotions or set something in motion because of that, you know? Just because it is nice to get, it's nice for anybody to get favorites. I don't care if they're 5 years old, it's still cute.
Yeah, she's
you know?
she's cool and nice and stuff, but it
Yeah,
had nothing to do with what happened today.
yeah. But did it have anything to do with emotions getting triggered?
No.
Any thoughts about, you know, maybe my life needs to be a little less boring, or where am I going in life? Because obviously you're thinking about that now.
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking about school and jobs and after high school, maybe college. And so, you know, you're thinking like that. So at the same time you're thinking like that, you gotta be equating a little bit of your personal life in there too. Or what am I doing? Where am I going? And what's happening? And geez, where am I gonna be a year or two from now? Or maybe nobody's noticing me or anything like that.
It didn't really spur anything. I'm seriously just like went psychotic for 2 weeks, and like if I was thinking about running away, like I couldn't control myself to where I think it'd be easier just to run away than so I don't act upon these random thoughts. That's insane. Why would I have to do that? Why wouldn't I just not do it then?
So you were fighting within yourself here.
Yeah.
And you were thinking maybe I should just run away to prevent all this from happening?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to. I wanted to, because I need to finish school and go to college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't make sense why I was like so strong with thoughts.
But you did think, if I run away, maybe I can make this stop. I can prevent this.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like somebody else was in control of your thoughts and your feelings?
Somebody else.
Or something else?
Yeah, kind of, because it was completely opposite of how I was every day of my life. And it just kind of like came out of nowhere.
And that's what I think, that feeling of coming out of nowhere, came out of nowhere. You know, I've been here 27 years, and I've seen a lot of things, and I've seen some really, really odd, bizarre stuff. And this feeling of coming out of nowhere, you know, I see sometimes it's medically induced, where people change their antidepressant medication, has some crazy, bizarre side effects. I've seen some really crazy stuff with that.
Yeah.
And I've also seen it in relation to extreme times of stress, whether it be the loss of a loved one or maybe a parent or a sibling, and that stress festers in someone and will be triggered, could be triggered in 2 weeks, could be triggered in a year, could be triggered in 5 years. But something, that stress sits inside of us and something triggers it and releases it, and people will react extremely out of character. And you know what you're telling me, and I don't know you real well, I know you for like 3 hours now,
Yeah.
but it seems like you acted extremely out of character the last couple of weeks. I mean,
That's
yes, like, there's always triggers, and sometimes you may not even realize what the trigger is, but you feel the emotion of it. You
Yeah.
feel out of control, and you're feeling something, and you're struggling with that. And I'm just trying to understand what it is that triggered that. And I see a lot at Christmas time because it's very emotional, especially if you have someone who's died in the family, and you always wish they were there at Christmas time. And I see that at people's birthdays when somebody who has died, their birthday comes and other people are celebrating a birthday. I'm like, God, I wish Johnny was here. It was his birthday. Or the anniversary of someone's death. I see that a lot too. And they're like, today's the 15th is the day my dad died. And sometimes they just get real sad, and sometimes they act very bizarre.
Yeah.
Everybody reacts very, very differently. And the one thing I have learned is that the way I am and the way you are and the way I react to things is not the same the way you would react to it or anyone else. Everybody reacts really different. But at the same time, we all say, well, he should have done that, or he should have done that, or if that were me, I would have. And that's not true.
Yeah.
We all are very, very different. We all handle things very, very different. And I am not in your shoes, and you aren't in my shoes. So you couldn't tell me how odd I would do, and I can't tell you what you would do. And I try never to judge anyone because I've never been in your shoes. I've not lived your life. And I'm sure you've had a lot of things in your life that you think about, wish you didn't have happen, happy about, excited about, and really upset about. A lot of different things, but it's who you are.
Yeah. I try to do the same thing, not judging people,
Right.
because you can't really understand what they're going through.
Right. And you can't. And that, I honestly, truly believe that.
Yeah.
You can't. Unless you've walked in that person's shoes, you don't understand what they've gone through. But at the same time, I think we can try to understand a little bit. And I can't, I haven't been in your shoes your last 2 weeks. And I don't know the struggling that you have had to do. And, it seems to me you've been fighting a tug of war with whatever is going on inside of you. Are you scared of your future? Not now, but were you scared of getting older maybe? Or, what am I going to do?
No, my goals I had in mind, I really, really, really liked. I mean, there would have been a lot of schooling, but to me it was worth it.
So what happened with your goals here? Because usually kids who are goal-oriented are very goal, they are, nothing's going to get in my way.
Yeah.
At least at start, things might get in their way, but they're going to start and they're going to try their damnedest to make it happen. So what happened? Why this and not focusing on school? Why not going to school today and being, at Lake Academy and spending the day in school? Because it seems like you were pretty school oriented, not happy with school, but
Yeah.
a means to an end.
Yeah.
So why this?
It went crazy. I don't know. There's no reason.
Did anything, like you said 2 weeks ago, and I keep thinking 2 weeks ago, maybe something happened with Valentine's Day 2 weeks ago, or somebody's birthday, or somebody moved out of the house, or somebody came in the house, or something. Did something happen 2 weeks ago to just change the direction of what you were thinking, or direction of your goals?
No, it was just normal life. I've never really had to deal with death in the family. Or had to really deal with losing someone super close to me. And everything was fine and normal.
At least in your eyes.
Yeah.
When you come home from school on an average day, what's the first thing that you do when you come home, get off the bus?
Eat food.
Snack.
Yeah, usually.
And then what do you do?
Well, recently I've been like looking up stuff about psychology and different things they do.
Psychology as in trying to understand the field of psychology, or psychology and how it is applying to you, or
Both. Like everything about it. And sometimes I play video games, go on hikes.
do you have a dog?
Yes.
Do you ever take the dog on hikes with you?
He has the thing where if he runs too much, like he's in a lot of pain
Oh.
and he kind of freaks out. So I just take him on short walks every once in a while.
What kind of
A German Shepherd mix. We don't know what he's mixed with.
You seem to me like a kid that is a thinker. Going
Yeah.
on these hikes, you like to think, or where you go in the bathroom and it's quiet. I do like to think.
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks, it seems like your train of thought has been a little disrupted or preoccupied. What were you doing with your own mind, with your own train of thought during the last 2 weeks? Because you had to have felt something was different. Were you trying to push it aside? Were you trying to ignore it?
Yeah.
Or were you focusing and planning?
I was trying to ignore it for the most part. All the time I was just trying to ignore it. That's why I was thinking about just leaving so it wouldn't happen.
Has it been more than 2 weeks?
Since I've thought about it,
Yes.
no, it was like a snap freak thing.
Because I was talking to Officer Billis, he thought he thought maybe you had said 4 weeks to him in the car, that you've been thinking about doing this for like 4 weeks,
No, I said a couple of weeks.
couple weeks.
I think that's the term I used.
Okay. Would you think about it, or would the feeling grow stronger at night or during the day?
During the day. At night, I didn't want to do it mostly. Like usually it was during the day. I was more fine with it for the most part, and then more towards the night I wasn't.
So during the day, when you're preoccupied, you weren't thinking about it?
Even if I wasn't preoccupied, like on weekends, if it was like the last, like 2-ish weekends ago, like I didn't really have much to do. I wasn't preoccupied, but I wasn't really thinking about it much. I mean, you know what I mean. But, yeah.
So did you think about it more at night or more during the day?
I thought about it more in the day, less at night.
So when it was quiet and you had time to think, you really didn't think about it. But when it's noisy and you're in school and you're doing this or you're supposed to be listening to that and you're around people,
Yeah.
you would think about it. Why do you think that is? Because to me, I was expecting the answer to be opposite.
What do I think that is?
When you're around people, you thought about it more.
I don't know. It wasn't necessarily being around people, like seeing most people made me want to do it less. Like just being around other people, knowing how bad they would feel.
So not being around people made you realize how bad it would make them feel.
Not being around people, and then even being around people, but yet still during the day it seemed worse. But that's just how it was.
Did you ever have any dreams?
about it. Yeah.
How often?
I think twice.
When you had dreams, and just be honest, because you got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
What were your dreams about?
Well, the dreams about it were doing it.
Like what?
Like
Tell me the dreams that you would have.
the shooting.
Would you walk into the school and do it just like it happened, or was it different?
That was right, like schools that I've never, like that were just imaginary. They weren't the same.
Okay, so it was not Chardon,
No.
it was just random schools
Yeah.
with random people.
Yeah.
Or would there be people in your dreams that you actually knew?
Random faces I didn't know. And every time it ended the same, where I end up here. Well, immediately I regretted it, and then I ended up here.
As in the police department?
Yeah.
In your dreams?
Yeah.
Did you ever get shot in your dreams?
No, I didn't. The first one, it ended with the gun emptying and the police guy grabbed me. The second one, it ended up like this, where I immediately just turned myself in.
Sure.
Which address did you get picked up at today by the bus?
Carol Mullins.
Okay, so the one on Wilson Mills there,
Yeah,
right in front of the house.
146.
Okay, and then Kendra, is her last name Lipstrom?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and where does she live at?
Burton, Middlefield area, somewhere around there.
Okay, are you friends with her on Facebook?
Yeah, it should be.
What's she look like?
Blonde. I
How
don't really
old
know
was
how to
Kendra,
describe that much. 14-ish.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Her mom's name by any chance? Do you know her mom?
I don't know much about her.
All right. But you're friends with her on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you were friends, or you are having these dreams, and the dreams sound like they pretty much were like what happened today.
Yeah.
Anything different?
Well, in the first one, the police caught me inside the school. The second one was just like this. Other than that, there was really no differences.
I think that on your gun, when I misshot a gun,
Yeah.
that's when the gun starts bouncing like that, that slide's going back and forth, and it's caught me here and it's caught me there. So I think that might actually be from the slide of the gun.
Maybe I even noticed it.
It happened so fast, you wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah.
When did you notice that cut?
When one of the, I think the police officer pointed it out.
Okay, you didn't even notice it in the woods.
Yeah.
Are you hurt anywhere else?
No.
We were just talking about his dreams that he's had.
You've had dreams about this
Twice.
within the 2 weeks.
Yes.
How did your dreams end out?
Just like this.
Just like this, the police talking to you.
Driving it right away and then calling the police.
So even with those dreams, you still acted it out.
Yeah.
When you would wake up in the mornings from these dreams, would they be exciting to you, or would they be?
They were terrible. Like nightmares.
So why did you act it out, Tom? I mean, we try to do the good things, and then you have dreams that are, bad, and you don't like them, and they're nightmares for you. So why do you act it out?
I don't know.
Is it maybe because we had seen this on the news before, and it was,
I think I've only seen some Columbine thing in school.
How long ago did you see that Columbine?
Sometime last year in school.
Like 2011 last year? Or
Last grade, when I was in 10th grade.
when you watched it, what did you think?
That the kids were insane and what they did was terrible.
I mean, you really got nothing to hide, Tommy.
I don't.
So even when you were watching the Columbine shooting in school, you were watching that and you're telling yourself, these kids are nuts.
I was always like that. I was always good.
Was it too good? You wanted to change things?
I don't know, no.
Because in all honesty, Tom, talking to you, like I said, I've only known you maybe 3 hours now. But this is the picture I'm getting. I get a picture that, Tommy Lane is a pretty decent kid. He's had a little bit of a rough beginning in life. His parents lost him to the courts when he was 3, but you had good grandparents to come pick it up. But that's not fun for anybody. I mean, that's not the easiest of all situations.
Yeah.
But everybody seemed to do the best with what they had. Am I right on that, Tom?
Yeah.
And you say they're a little bit tough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they probably were. I can imagine that, but it's probably with good cause. Not for you, but for everybody else around them and the things that's been going on in their lives. They wanted the best for you because they got you when they were 3, you were a baby. So they're like, we gotta give this kid the best chance we can. But it's still tough. It's still a tough situation. So you're getting older and you seem to be doing pretty good. And it sounds like, as you got older, you started creating a life of what you wanted to be. You started setting some goals, you started working towards those goals. But at the same time, you found that other kids your age, who probably haven't had the life experience you have way more life experience than they do, way rougher, which has probably made you grow up more, faster than kids your age, because they've got the little candy life that every kid, supposedly has, where if you had a much harder life, rougher life, not nearly as easy. So kids your age may not be on the same maturity level as you, which is good. You're setting goals, you're growing, and you want to be someone. You're looking into colleges and things. The problem that comes up, though, is that everybody else your age isn't doing the same thing. They're into drinking on weekends, partying on weekends, homecoming on weekends, football games on weekends, basketball games. They are into doing everything with all their friends because they're in high school, and that's what they are doing. So that creates a separation between you and your friends. And it's not anybody's fault, but you seem to fall away from your friends, because they're doing their thing. They're, being vulgar and, partying, and you, on the other hand, are into nutrition, and, doing what's good for you, good for your body. And that actually kind of boring. Because they're all partying, they're all doing their thing, they're all drinking. And Tommy Lane's preparing himself for the future. He's like home on weekends, spending time with family, doing what he thinks is right, not drinking, not partying. You're eating very well, but he says that you're quite into nutrition now. I don't want to put anything bad into your body, but that's not like anyone else who is friends of yours. It's different. Not bad, just different than everyone else.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some sort of separation going on in the life of Tommy Lane as he's getting older, between him and his friends, maybe him and his girlfriends, just him in life in general. And that could be kind of hard on Tommy Lane on top of a hard life he's already had.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I chose it and made me feel good about myself. Like, it wasn't really hard. I mean, I chose to do it. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. But does it cause, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in Tommy Lane's head. Is it's got to cause some sort of turmoil. Yes, you like it. You love yourself because that Tommy Lane is a good guy. He's doing all the right things and he should be proud of himself.
Yeah.
But it still creates some sort of turmoil within you.
It never really bothered me. It does keep me away from most people, but it was fine by me.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever think that things get a little boring, tiring? I need to do something different?
Not really. It's definitely not enough to make me go crazy and shoot at people.
Mm-hmm. But something happens in the last 2 weeks where you're telling me that you're dreaming about it. You have these horrible nightmares about it. You told me in your own words, you wanted to run away, to get away from it. Maybe I can make it stop. And you were contemplating running away because the feelings are getting so strong. And you didn't like these feelings. But yet you couldn't get yourself to do anything about it. I'm just like, this didn't come out of the blue. You are a very calculated person. You're thinking my future, my school, my work, my friends, my family. You're very calculated. So this just doesn't come out of the blue, Tom. Something triggers it. And like I said before, you may not even realize what that trigger was, but maybe in hindsight, looking back, you can see something changed in the life of Tommy Lane. Something had to have happened here, Tom.
I don't know. People just go crazy.
I don't buy that, Tom. You're way too smart. Like I said, you're way too planned. You are a kid who is more mature than the average high school kid. If you had told me this was done while I was high as a kite on crack or meth or heroin or something, I'd be more likely to believe that. But something has happened here, Tom. And I think you know. I think you honestly know deep inside what is going on inside of Tommy Lane that caused this.
I don't.
I think I figured it out. It's sober, girl.
What? No, it's not.
Did you send a text message last night to somebody?
No, I didn't use my phone at all last night.
And I've asked you that before, and we've asked you probably 10 times.
Oh wait, I did use my phone last night to my sister.
What did you send your sister? Which sister?
Anna. We were talking about ice cream because we had ice cream for dinner.
And what did you say to Anna?
I don't know, something about ice cream. It was just a random short conversation.
Where were you at when you had ice cream with Anna?
With my dad.
Oh, yeah, because I talked to your dad. He said he took you home last night.
Yeah.
gonna do, I think that when you look back and think inside, and you're a smart kid, you've been looking up psychology, you've been reading on this stuff, you know, there is something in there. So you may not even realize it at the time, but something changed in your life, Tom. Have you had any girlfriends recently?
Not too recently.
Like I said, when we asked you that, you said you had a girlfriend in the beginning of the summer, or in the beginning of the school year. And we said, what was her name? And it took you quite a while
Yeah.
to answer that. And I didn't know if that's because you didn't want to tell us, or you really honestly couldn't remember her name.
I really couldn't
Remember her name. So that's telling me that it couldn't have been the most serious of relationships. It was a casual girlfriend, which is fine, it's fun and everything. But at the same time, you know, a kid your age, that's part of the growing up process. Where am I going in my life? You know, whether it be with school and whether it be with girlfriends and relationships. And maybe you're confused with all that. But, you know, maybe you said you weren't interested. All right. But is there a time where you ever were seriously interested with girls, or seriously interested or involved with girls at any time in your life? Is that part of the confusion? Girls can be really confusing.
To an extent, I've had girlfriends, yeah, hang out with them for a while, but that's it.
Anything serious? Anything that you wanted to make last longer than a few weeks?
Yeah. It was nice while it lasted. Like, it's nothing to do with killing two people.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if that's some of the confusion that's going on, because something has changed. You got to admit that, because you weren't you weren't the kid that's sitting here today. You weren't the same kid Christmas time,
Yeah.
or were you?
Me the same now as Christmas. Now I feel the same, other than what I from this morning 2 weeks back.
We need to stop.
Right.
We gotta step out for just a minute. Hey TJ,
Yes.
your grandparents are here, the Nolans,
Yes.
and they'd like to talk with you. Is that okay with you?
Alright.
Do you need a couple minutes to kind of compose yourself, or?
I'm never gonna be in composure.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna let them come back here if that's okay with you. Is that okay? Okay.
Come on up this way. We're gonna come up here.